Coyote Wild Random Discussion Time. I'm Taylor.
And I'm Chris.
So for those watching, I'm playing some Skyrim, and yes, my Skyrim is heavily modded.
Mine's not. Maybe
So
I'll let's play some Skyrim. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if people want to see that.
so if you get sick of our voices at one point, you can just kind of turn it off and watch. And hey, I'll even link some of the mods in the description below. So we're gonna get started real quick, and I guess the first discussion we're gonna hit the big one. We're gonna hit the big, ugly, nasty discussion in the new YouTube ID content system.
Here's my
Okay,
opinion on it. I don't make money off my videos. I don't care.
and as you can tell, Chris is very sympathetic.
Well, I mean, okay, I'm sympathetic for the people that do make money off of their YouTube videos, but because I don't, I'm not worried about the copyright in my section of the woods. I know it's affecting other people, and that I'm sympathetic for, but it's not affecting me, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not worried about it myself. I'm worried about it for other people.
Well, my concern with it is that maybe back when at one point I was doing a thing called the Aaron and Taylor Show, and at one point I did a little video for iAwesome blog. Well, what I hate to break to some people is the YouTube ID content system isn't really a new thing. It's
Yeah,
If
it's
you're
been
looking for
around for a
passengers,
while.
talk to Captain Gyal.
so what kind of essentially happened. This is the story I've heard. I've heard now this is one of two stories actually.
So what?
Apparently there's a thing called MCNs, or multiple channel networks, and what they are, they're kind of like Machinima, Rooster Teeth, Curse, Polaris. They're these, essentially I would like to call them YouTube companies, like sub companies. And
Right?
and so what they do essentially is, they help YouTube essentially police and manage other YouTubers. And what they would do, instead of you directly partnering with YouTube directly and getting Google AdSense, you would partner with, say, someone like Machinima. And what they would do is they would expedite the monetization process as long as you kind of stuck to the YouTube ID content rules and so on and so forth. Well, apparently a lot of these MCNs were really not doing their job, and they were really kind of letting things go. And I guess the best example of it would probably be the Reply Girls. Now that's kind of another shitstorm in itself. That's like in
I've
Spain.
actually never heard of that, so could you elaborate for people that don't know what that is?
Don't know what that is? Okay, the Reply Girls, a while back, this was back when, before YouTube did some
Excuse
big
me.
formatting changes. And back in the old days, you could leave video replies. And what essentially these quote-unquote Reply Girls would do is they would essentially just record themselves talking about, essentially reiterating what happened in the video with no really intelligent discussion about it. And essentially, they would show a good amount of cleavage with of a somewhat misleading thumbnail, and get a lot of views. And if they had AdSense or they monetized their videos, they would get a lot of money, because you had essentially guys like me that would click these videos not really knowing what they were. So that's the Reply Girl thing. But it's just that's just more of
So
an example.
basically, it was like view baiting.
Yeah, view baiting.
Okay.
But YouTube kind of, but after Reply Girls, YouTube retooled the system, and it went from clicks and it went to actual like retention rate. Like it was a mixture between number of views along with retention rate, which retention
Right.
rate is how long you watched a particular video. Because Reply Girls had horrible retention rates. Like you would watch it for about 2 minutes. I mean, not even 2 minutes. Like you'd watch it for like 2 seconds before you logged off. But so essentially, the MCNs were not really watching their content, and a lot of copyright problems kept coming up. And so eventually, I guess, this is conjecture and assumption, so you can take this with a grain of salt. I guess YouTube said, we can't do this anymore. We are getting in a lot of trouble. And so essentially everyone unless you were a managed channel. Now there's two different channel types. We'll go after I quickly end my little rant here. You know, essentially the managed channels will still be part of the same system, but affiliated wouldn't. Like, they would essentially be independents again, from what I can understand. And so after this kind of happened, then you had YouTubers like Angry Joe, Total Biscuit, and I think even Adam Sussler of Rev3 kind of talked about this. And even one of my personal favorites, Gopher Videos, he talked about this. And Gopher is not, you know, a seriously negative guy. He a very intelligent YouTuber from what I can assume. And so, you know, YouTube essentially just got caught in this utter crap storm of complaints and, you know, videos, you know, bashing this new content ID system. But what's funny is the system, first of all, it's been around for a while. But on the flip side, the system essentially it's flagging a lot of Let's Players. That's what it is boiling down to. A lot of Let's Players, a lot of game reviewers. You know, essentially right now YouTube's backbone is getting just really badly hit by this, because what happens is you have the system comes in and claims the copyright, and unless you set your video to private, that company is getting your money, or getting the funds off the AdSense. I shouldn't say your money, but... And so that caused a lot of problems, because some of these were actually fraudulent. There were, I think, back to Gopher Videos, I think the company claimed a Billie Holiday song, and apparently they did not have the actual copyright to this particular song. I think my Skyrim just froze. Whoops. Nope, we're good. We're good. So, and so that's just kind of, it's essentially the ID content system is just kind of been a crap storm for everyone involved. And it just hasn't been going over very well. Not at all. So I guess with that in mind, Chris, what are your views on the content ID system?
On one hand, for me, I don't like it because it kind of infringes upon the Fair Use Act of whatever year, which states that they're using these clips for entertainment. But on one hand, they're kind of, if they're making a job out of it, it stops being just for entertainment. But, well, I take that back. I really don't give a shit about politics, but I'll try to, like, talk my way through this.
They say warriors are supposed to be little, but they don't understand. You don't have to be a lumbering brute. Yes.
I was gonna say, like, if they're getting money off of it, it's not really entertainment, but then I thought about the movie industry and selling books and all that crap. Really, I don't care. It's gonna blow over soon. Everyone is gonna stop talking about it, and it'll just become one of those fads of the year. It sucks that people place their entire financial security on a website, but whatever they want to do, they can do it. I won't judge.
Now, this is the one thing I quickly want to mention. Other YouTubers, and I want to say the Philip DeFranco Network and SourceFed, which is part of the Philip DeFranco Network, and Rooster Teeth. Now, probably in the beginning, I would assume they probably had a lot of their income come from YouTube, and they still may have a lot of income come from YouTube. But as they've grown, they've expanded. With Philip DeFranco having the forhumanpeoples.com site where you can buy T-shirts and, you know, other merchandise, and Rooster Teeth having their own website, you know, to run their videos and ads. And I think one of the YouTubers put it best. Essentially, they kind of treat YouTube like that drunken father. You never know what he's gonna do, so you're just kind of having some backup plans, you know, just in case things get kind of uncomfortable. And I think that's probably what's going to end up happening, is that these bigger organizations are going to try to get their revenue through other means. You know, you're going to see Machinima maybe open up if they don't have one, open up a store. And these different kind of things, because they're going to have to find a way to supplement the revenue that is getting taken away by these claims.
Or they could, get a dependable 9 to 5, but that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's another thing that kind of comes up is, oh, these guys can get lives. Well, a lot of them can't see themselves doing something else. I mean,
So basically, I'm too good for that.
well, it's not that. It's kind of like an artist, I guess, would be the best example I can personally think of.
Ha! I'm an artist. Wow. I play video games for a living. Admire my paintings.
No, I'm just saying artist as an example. I'm not saying we're artists. I mean, you and I, we're not artists. We're like two goofballs on YouTube. That's about as far as our artistic integrity goes.
I really don't want to make money off of this, really, but if we do, we do.
Yeah, I mean, I want to sell T-shirts. That's about it. I just want to have a T-shirt cannon and like fire it at people at conventions. That's my
And
dream.
5 feet away, at very close range.
Oh yeah, point blank T-shirt, gun, Two-Face at baby. That's my goal in life.
Oh heck, dude! If I could, once the T-shirt thing was empty, I would take the baby and fire it.
Oh, this got
Are you
dark.
feeling sick?
But I think he said, I think it's either going to come down to people are going to adapt, because, I mean, we've adapted to the crappy comment system. We've adapted to the very questionable layout. I'm not even going to
Which
act like I
it
like it.
changed again. Did you notice that?
Yeah, it did. It changed.
But I don't care. I mean, everybody's like, "Oh, it changed." Like, seriously, things change. People, get over it. Get over it.
Yeah, that's
It's gonna be different in 3 months. It's gonna be different in 6 months. It could be different in 2 weeks. Life is never going to be the same for you. Do not expect it to be.
you know, tomorrow we could go back to the very first original YouTube layout, which looked kind of like a porn site. You know, we could,
It kind of did, but I don't know what those look like. I don't know what you're talking about.
You have come to hear the word of Talos.
My advice, if you're a small YouTuber and you're getting bombed with copyright and you're making money off your videos, get a life, get a job.
Well, yes.
But if you're a big company gamer, like most of the people that work for Machinima, I can't really tell you anything because you're literally a business. That is how you make your money.
I have a decent suit.
So,
Oh,
but if you're somebody
I did
that
see a mod
does
card down by the
YouTube
water.
videos just so they don't have to work a 9 to
Oh,
5,
please,
or they
no
think they're
one in
too
my
good to
in
work a
fact,
9 to 5,
come-
fuck
the most
you.
exciting thing. So please, at least let me try. I promise.
I go
Like
to
a
Amazon
test.
fulfillment
If I make it
services
there, I pass.
at like
Very clever.
4 o'clock in the morning and work until like 6 o'clock at night doing a job I hate, breaking my back, so you can play Call of Duty on YouTube. Congratulations, you have such a difficult life.
well, I don't want to go down that far. I don't want to be that harsh.
Oh,
But
I'm sitting in the devil's advocate chair right now, Taylor. I don't personally care, but since you're taking the since you're taking the con viewpoint, I'm taking the pro viewpoint.
well, I'm kind of in the middle. Really, it's if you're a new YouTuber. I mean, if you're essentially us, you know, your objective really is to have a steady source of income first. You know, make sure you can live reasonably in a reasonably clean environment. That is your first and primary objective through any means you can get.
Don't base your sole income off a website. That's
Yes.
really a bad idea.
But if anything, you know, if YouTube all of a sudden, you know, gets really super powerful and,
You could probably find a job,
you know,
a real job.
you know, and like your YouTube channel's getting 1 million hits, cool, you know, and you're getting good money from it, awesome. But don't put all your eggs in one basket. I mean, if you're getting a lot of money, save some of that. Save that for save enough for 3 months, for you to get a job and recover in case it kind of goes south, because everything eventually goes south. If you don't believe me, I have a few examples for you. MySpace, Enron. What's the
Yeah,
name?
something went in wrong there.
Thanks, Barbara.
Yeah, I can't take credit for that. Thanks, Barbara.
Damn it, Barbara. Even on other YouTube channels, you're like a
Well,
freaking plague.
I have to admit, like, the pun thing with me, I've always made puns. I've always made puns. It kicked into overdrive when I found Rooster Teeth.
Yeah, and if you
Because I was watching. I'm gonna tell a funny story real quick, but I'm sorry to interrupt you. I was watching one of the podcasts when I barely know who Rooster Teeth was, and I saw her like firing off puns after puns. But then it got to the point where they were talking about Bon Appetit. For those of you that don't know, Bon Appetit is like a line of like microwavable food things, but it's a pun. And when I was living with my mother, she would always buy those because she knew I liked puns. And when I got my first job, I bought them a lot because they were puns. So when I heard that she bought them for the same reason, I was like, it's not just me. I'm not the only one that does that. I'm not the only one that buys a product because it's a pun. There's been more than the Bon Appetits that I've bought just because they were puns, but yeah, that's the first time I actually related to somebody with it. So yeah, shout out to Barbara because she's awesome. She's amazing.
By the way, if you have not read that Twitter message, Barbara, Chris can kick your ass in a pun off. I am just saying. I don't think you're. I do not think you're the pun master you think you are. I think you must pun him to the death.
Or other things to me to death. Oh, that just got dark. Never mind. Okay, no, Barbara, I do not think I could take you on a pun war.
Yes, he can.
Close second.
The hunter
No.
is skilled in the sword and the bow. Oh, very
So
bad,
anyway,
my
about this
lord.
new content ID
Very,
thing.
very
Yeah.
bad.
you know,
Sailors
Chris
know
doesn't
like
want to
Giotto's dawn.
continue a
Sailors
subject
kill
when he
Giotto's
decides to
dawn
pick the
and throw him
YouTube
in
content
the
ID
sea.
system as
Yes.
discussion.
Now, you
Giotto
know what?
likes
You know what? Let's talk about
dogs are
gay
pretty.
rights.
About
Oh,
what?
sad.
Let's talk about abortion and gay rights.
Cheap, very bad.
Oh God,
Giotto leave
that's
and
not.
stay in
I
Skyrim for
I
a
will
while.
gladly give
Look
up the
for
pun
work.
thing if we can not talk about abortion and gay rights, because that never ends well.
Yeah, you're damn right, motherfucker.
We're a gaming channel. Let's try to keep this about gaming. Let's not get too deep in the political realm.
Hey, you can't say gaming without gay.
And there went the comments.
I'm sorry.
Like
I'm
a
sorry.
cat.
No, that's fine.
And if the
That's
hunter
fine. So.
make it there, we pass.
But yeah, so I guess the next topic.
Actually, can I interrupt for just another 1 second? I think the comments went to crap when they're like, hold on, they're a Let's Play channel and they know who Rooster Teeth is? Burn them.
Okay, so let me give a quick disclaimer.
Well, I mean,
Let's
have you seen the flame wars between PewDiePie and Rooster Teeth? It's like,
I have not, actually.
how dare you like another series? You can only like one major YouTuber, and it's like, what? That is the stupidest logic I've ever heard.
Hey guys, I'm about to for you guys out there that firmly believe you can either like PewDiePie or you can only like Rooster Teeth. I'm about to blow your minds. I'm actually subscribed to both.
So am I.
See, and the entire YouTube community, their brains are now on the back of their walls because, oh my God, there's people out there that legitimately like both of them.
Hold on, I'm gonna blow their mind some more. I'm also subscribed to Total Biscuit, to Buskis. Let's see here.
Same here. Angry Joe.
Angry Joe,
Nothing.
Markiplier,
Oh, love him.
C Nanners.
Love
Yeah,
Scenario.
I'm subscribed to all of those Let's Players.
RPG Minx. I mean, you know, we're
Yeah.
we're not stupid. You know,
Yeah.
we know.
We don't think we're the first people to ever have this idea. Like, dude, we're so funny when we play video games. What if we recorded it?
No, we like our first thought, like, oh, people are doing this, yeah, but we're complete idiots about it. That's what makes us charming. You know?
Yeah. Well, the thing is we are literally standing on the shoulders of giants to take a poop in 720 than 244.
Yeah.
Ha! Nerdiest joke ever.
Yeah, that's. And as a video editor, it's even funnier. Just, I don't even know why.
Because you get to hear them again. You're like, oh yeah, I remember when Chris said that.
Yeah. So, it's but I mean, we're not oblivious. Yes, we know there's other Let's Play, but we're doing this because we have fun. I mean, Chris and I
We're
could
also-
not.
We're,
Chris,
we're also doing it because we love those people.
Yeah.
We're like, we can relate to them. We're like, we can do that.
that's
Who knew that being a gamer would be something that was so cool? Because when I was a kid, I got the crap bullied out of me for being a gamer, dude.
I mean, to be honest, like I never told people I played Pokemon when I was a kid. Like I honestly hid the fact I played Pokemon as a kid, and now that gaming is like a socially acceptable thing, that's awesome. You know, that's
I mean, I want to say I have no resentment, but I kind of do, because I was like, for having nerdy interests. Like I'm not talking about just like Pokemon. Like I used to play the Yu-Gi-Oh. I used to talk about Saturday morning cartoons. I used to have a shirt that had Optimus Prime on it saying like "Believe" or something like that. Got it at a gaming hobbyist store or something like that. But yeah, like now that gaming and being a nerd is like culturally acceptable, it actually kind of pisses me off because I feel like I could have had a totally different experience in school if it were that way now.
well, I mean, I'm like, I wish that kind of happened earlier, but like on the flip side, I now have so many more people to talk to about video games.
Yeah.
My little anecdote back in high school was, I was sitting with a friend of mine and we were talking about Mass Effect. We're not
Yeah.
going into the endings, Chris. Screw you. We're not talking about the endings. We're not going to approach the endings. This is the most we're ever going to mention of them. We're done. So,
I thought the ending was wonderful. I loved it. It wrapped up the series perfectly.
I'm not saying anything.
Taylor loved it too. Leave your comments below on what you thought about the Mass Effect ending.
I hate you. 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 You ruined. I got trolled.
No. But see, anyway, to kind of balance out what I was talking about with the content ID system, I'm not a bad person. Most of the time. Like, I was taking the devil's advocate chair, because I thought Taylor was con, so I was like, well, I'll go pro, so we have two even arguments here.
And that kind of.
But,
both of us are
like I said, with the content ID system, I get that a lot of people make their living off of it. It's awesome. I envy you if you can make money off of playing video games, because if I can make money off of playing video games, God knows I wouldn't get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to stack boxes all day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand that you're going through a really bad struggle, and I really do sympathize with you, and I really do hope that things become better. I also hope that, if we ever get to the same level of YouTubers that make money doing this, that we don't run into those same problems. And if we do, I say we riot. We march the palace.
And what's really funny is he just got done playing League of Legends, and that's like a pun in my mind.
How's that a pun in your mind? I'm
Because
confused.
we just got done playing League of Legends, and we're gonna have a riot.
Oh, we riot.
See, that one invaded him. That's not even fair, because we're not even gonna put that one up. It was just so bad. But
It was like epic fail levels.
Yeah, but back to the previous anecdote about video games and social acceptance of video games. I was sitting with a friend of mine, and back in high school, and we were talking about Mass Effect, and the guy behind me, who's like 7 foot tall Shaquille O'Neal football player guy, but a cool dude, and he's a football player, and all of a sudden he joins in the conversation, and back in middle school that would have never happened, and like 3 years is not a long time. But the change was dramatic. It may have been YouTube, or it just may have been, just kind of,
It may have been video games becoming a more accessible market.
Yeah, Call of Duty, Madden, just
Angry Birds.
Angry Birds.
Angry Birds.
Or who calls them Angry Balls? I can't remember who called them Angry Balls.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of it.
Yeah, I can't either. So, it's... The medium has changed. It's now more acceptable, and it's cool. I mean, Chris kind of has his negative memories, but going through that, I probably would have been,
It wouldn't have been so bad for me if it just wasn't non-stop.
Yeah. Well,
Like all the time. Like people, the great thing is, like, the stereotypical methods of bullying they couldn't do to me because I was too tall. Like, good luck shoving me into a 4 foot tall locker. I'm 6'2".
And that's probably another reason why I wasn't really bullied, because, I'm 6 foot something and I'm built like a brick. Yeah, there's just, if you ever see me in public, I am literally built like a brick. It's just, God decided, he didn't want to give me any kind of curves or structure, so he's like, oh, brick, with legs and arms and a head. A very big head. But, so, I mean, I wasn't really bullied that much as a kid. I mean, I think I came out of private school. Let's put it that way. And religious private school.
I was actually raised Catholic.
I was raised Baptist.
I'm not Catholic anymore, but there's this like saying that once you're Catholic, you never really stop.
I'm
Skill can be bought.
Oh look, there's a Dova bear.
I can't just ignore them, Eren.
Sorry, just had to point out Dova bear.